Would you like to decrease or eliminate painful insulin shots and oral medications for diabetes? According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, 29.1 million people were diagnosed with diabetes in 2012. Consider your family's medical history and the triple in diabetics diagnosed since 1980. If you are part of this statistic, this message is for you. I have diabetes type 2. My mother and her mother have diabetes. More importantly, my children have a greater risk of becoming diabetic because of myself and their father's family history of diabetes type 2. With this diagnosis possible and likely for my children, I am keenly aware and proactive about the diet, weight control, and exercise habits they are learning while they're young. Those who have diabetes type 2 and that require insulin or oral medication should eat a carbohydrate-restrictive diet for tight glucose control. Effects of diabetes on the body are progressive and can be devastating. Diabetes type 2 management and tight glucose control starts with a proper diet and a low carbohydrate diet that slows the progression or may halt the disease altogether. Diabetes is characterized by slow and steady, often ambiguous symptoms that go unnoticed, until finally the disease cannot be ignored. In 2011, medical surgical nursing authors Lewis, Dirksen, Heitkemper, Hooker, and Camera highlight that some of the lesser symptoms diabetics experience include fatigue, lethargy, or a sluggish feeling, excessive thirst, slow wound healing, or recurrent infection, and genital yeast infections. Lewis et al. Goes on to say that some progressive complications include retinopathy leading to blindness, neuropathy manifested as numbness, tingling, and a loss of feeling in one's hands and feet, leg ulcerations, amputation, and kidney disease. The authors point out common among diabetics are hypertension, heart disease, stroke, and obesity. Maintaining your blood glucose within normal parameters is the best indicator of how well you are managing your disease. According to the late Dr. Atkins and his book, Diet Revolution, written in 2002, restricting carbohydrates to 20 grams for 2 weeks while eating protein, fat, and low-carbohydrate fruits and vegetables jumpstarts the process of burning fat for fuel. This results in weight loss and the invaluable knowledge of exactly how many carbohydrates your body requires when slowly introducing more into your daily diet. Dr. Atkins points out the following. Our body first uses consumed carbohydrates for fuel. When our body has used what it needs, the rest is stored as fat. Our body is forced to use fat for fuel when we limit the consumption of carbohydrates. Eating fat does not automatically make one roly-poly. Excess carbohydrates do. We eat healthier foods on a carbohydrate-restricted diet, those devoid of processed flavor packets, sugar, or food that is of low quality. Atkins, in part, promotes eating the following: fresh and high-quality frozen or canned protein like eggs, any meat, fish, poultry, or pork. Fresh, frozen, or canned vegetables like broccoli, beans, cauliflower, lettuce and other greens, cucumber, peppers, and zucchini, just to name a few. Fresh or frozen fruits like cantaloupe, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, and raspberries. Enjoy real cheese, cream cheese, and cottage cheese. In a 2014 study from the journal Annals of Internal Medicine, Bisano, Hugh, Reynolds, Yao, Bunal, Liu, Chen, Clegg, Welton, and He studied low-carbohydrate diets versus low-fat diets. They found that a low-carbohydrate diet was more effective for weight loss and cardiovascular risk factor reduction than the low-fat diet. Skip the boxed, the processed, the chemical additives, and cook. Lowering your blood sugar is absolutely doable, and your body will thank you immediately with renewed energy and continually lower numbers on your glucometer. Halting the progression of diabetes 2 through tight glucose control is possible and likely on a carbohydrate-restricted diet. Atkins argues that not ingesting excessive carbohydrates equals stable blood sugar. Atkins writes that switching to fat metabolism equals weight loss and decreased insulin resistance. Lewis et al. Warns that it is important to monitor your blood sugar and adjust insulin or other medications as indicated by daily blood glucose trends. Stable blood sugar or tight glucose control through diet is essential when diagnosed with diabetes type 2. The effects of diabetes are progressive and devastating. And oh yes, diabetes can be managed by eating a low carbohydrate diet. It is absolutely possible to slow the progression or halt diabetes in its tracks. Type 2 diabetics who use insulin or medications for tight glucose control should eat a carbohydrate-restricted diet. Millions battle diabetes and its many complications. The major problem is diet and the overabundance of fast foods, junk foods, and meals loaded with carbohydrates. The first-line defense and solution for diabetes type 2 is controlling blood sugar by eliminating excessive carbohydrates to maintain tight glucose control. Thank you for watching, and please like this production of Cut the Carbs.